Hey guys, it's Sarah and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in particular to top 5 social etiquette mistakes as part of my social etiquette FAQ series. You ask, I answer. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Instagram and drop me any comments below with etiquette questions that you may have related to anything that I can answer in upcoming future episodes. All right, so let's dive in to these 5 questions for today. Question 5. Now I have 9 birds asks, a friend of mine needs financial help because of COVID, because business projects failed. I'm okay to give cash, but how to do that elegantly and make the person not feel guilty or bad about themselves? This is a lovely question. And I think that in times of COVID, we've all seen friends or businesses, right, that have suffered due to that. And at any given time, I'm sure we have friends or family members who've just been under financial difficulty in general. And in some cases, we want to help them. First thing that my dad has always said is only lend as much as we're willing to lose. And he said that because I think his dad or my grandpa or whatever, helped out some friends and always just use that mentality. Don't expect that you're gonna get it back. If you're giving somebody a loan, don't expect you're gonna get it back. Only loan out as much as you're willing to lose. So that's rule number 1. Now, rule number 2, I think you should just be upfront and you should say, let me help you out if it's somebody close. And if they're really strapped for cash, then they might need it. And you can tell them just it's a loan, right? So that way they don't feel like it's charity, even though in your heart, it might just be charity, but at least when you say it's a loan, helping you out until you can give it back, then it also takes pressure off of them. Or you can say, let me treat it as an investment. If the business turns around, give me some equity. And you can just say that. You don't really need to go through signing documents and this and that. So, you can think of different words to couch it in. Or generally speaking, just ask for their bank account details, or in China, we do WeChat. And I did meet an artist friend who told me recently that another friend in China, because she was strapped for cash or couldn't get cash into China, that she had to use another friend just WeChat sent her thousands, US dollars worth of renminbi. And so if you care enough to help this person out, it means that you two are close enough where you can just say it. Question 4. Grace E. Wheeler says, what are some good ways to diffuse confrontation? Can you give examples? Yes. So listen, confrontation, if it's between 2 other people in your present, or if between you and another person and things are kind of getting heated, let's say between 2 other people in your present, okay, and you're trying to diffuse confrontation between them. What you should do is kind of make lighthearted joke out of it, be like, oh guys, let's not get all riled up over this, or let's not get our feathers in a twist. Let's not get our knickers in a twist over this. Come on, we're all adults. And then ideally just change topic. This particularly comes when talking about politics, because sometimes people get very, very, very fiery over politics and be like, and then just straight away change the topic. Have you guys seen that new Bond movie? Who's seen it? And everybody like, oh yeah, the theme song was done by Billie Eilish. So just make a light joke out of it, right? In Chinese again, we say 点一下, just like, press them a little bit where it's like, okay, let's not let our emotions get carried away. In the grand scheme of things, we all agree to disagree. That's another good one. If it's you and another friend and things are getting emotional, well, yeah, we agree to disagree. Let's have a toast and let's have a drink. And then you just change the topic. Has anyone seen the new Bond movie lately? And you're good to go. Okay, question 3. Nathan Chiam asks, how would you respond to somebody who offended you at the highest level at the age of 16? Now, after 10 years, he or she says they're sorry because their significant other, boyfriend or girlfriend, is close to your group of friends and you guys will bump into each other at occasions and they hope things will be fine. This doesn't matter anymore, but you don't want to get too close for the sake of the group's friendship and harmony. You choose to still stay acquainted. This is a long question. Okay, so listen, when you're 16, you're 16. I'm assuming now it's like 10 years on, right? So let bygones be bygones. Obviously, of course, when we're in high school, there's all that high school drama. I know it's hard to let go of things, but I would just say, since this person's significant other is part of your social group and it's his or her choice to be with this person, the last thing you want to do is cause discord. And also, you don't want to show yourself as being 小气. 小气 means like little temper, a narrow-minded person who's not gracious because you're upset about what happened at the age of 16. It's time to not let that person see that they affect you the same way they affected you when you were 16. They don't have power over you anymore. You are above that. You don't care. Now, this person has to be nice to you because their new significant other is part of your group. So just have satisfaction in that and let bygones be bygones. You have bigger and better things to do than to worry about somebody who offended you when you were 16. Question 2. Marcella Jillian asks how to deal with people you're not fond of at a party. So this is kind of similar to a question that I answered, I think, in episode 1. If it's a small party, you kind of can't avoid them. If it's a bigger party, you can pretend like you never see them. Definitely do not let them ruffle your feathers. That's important because otherwise you're giving them power. But if, let's say, this person likes you, but you're not fond of them, and they keep trying to come up to you to chat to you, what I usually do is I say, oh yeah, I'm so sorry, I was just on the way to the restroom, or I just need to find the host. And then that's how I kind of make my exit, right? Because that's my excuse that doesn't offend for why I do not want to speak to this person. And last but not least, question 1, asked by True Blue Spician. How to deal with people who always speak negatively no matter what you say. We've all come across negative Nancys, and nobody likes them. People like to be around positive people who give off positive energy. So think, what kind of person are you? Now, I remember a friend of mine who also is from Hong Kong, was living in Shanghai. And every time we talk about Shanghai, the city or the people, he would be so negative. He'd be like, oh yeah, Shanghai's an awful city. Oh, dating wise, oh, girls tell me, oh yeah, blah, 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 the food is so bad. At which point I kind of just stopped hanging out with him because he's just so negative. I was just like, why are you here? Like, go back to Hong Kong. Same thing when I was living in Beijing, and a lot of expats living there, and the expats were complaining like, oh, the pollution's so bad, oh, blah, blah, blah. I can't go running anymore, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, we all know the pollution was not ideal during that time in Beijing, but hey, it's a free world. You decide how you want to live your own life. At some point, I was sick of hearing these expats complain about it. I literally just wanted to be like, go back to SF. Go back to SF where you can run under the blue sky, but good luck to not being attacked and robbed or, blah, blah, blah. So listen, nobody likes negative people. Make sure that you are not one. How to deal with somebody who's always really negative? Well, what I usually do is I kind of just ignore the fact that they're being negative and just speak as I would normally, or I then kind of tease them about it. And this is etiquette. You're welcome to tease people lightly in a good humored way, to sometimes let them know, let them realize how they're behaving. Sometimes I'll just be like, oh, do you really need to be so negative about this? We're already in this situation. Let's make the best out of it. And that person usually, it'll be like sort of a little wake up to them, like, oh. In fact, I had a best friend who right after Georgetown broke up with his girlfriend, and every time we met up with him, he would just be moaning about it. And we listened to him moan for about 6 months. And then after 6 months of every single time he was moaning about it, one day I just looked him in the face, I was like, listen to yourself. You are a moany pony. I've listened to you for 6 months, and now you're responsible for how happy you are. So put yourself out there, get on dating apps, go meet girls, right? Stop like moping over your ex. And afterwards, he thanked me for it. He was like, Ho, he's a really good guy friend, so he calls me by my surname, like guys do. He's like, Ho, thank you for this wake up call. And immediately, he started like turning himself around, becoming less negative, becoming more positive, and then, was happily single and dating. So I think sometimes it's also depends how good of a friend you are with this person. If it's just an acquaintance and you don't care about them, you don't care about them. But if it is a friend or a family member and you want to help them, then just a slight little, in Chinese we say 点一下, just like touch the right button, help them realize things and help them turn it around. All right, guys, so that was episode 5 of Social Etiquette FAQ. Drop me some comments below with more etiquette questions, which I look forward to responding in my upcoming episodes. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See ya! Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be posting a new video each week who have tips and tricks that I think will help all of us lead a better life.